Dieting while getting lean is one of the most overcomplicated things in the fitness space, and I'll be the first to tell you that you don't need special supplements, you don't need a special diet, and you don't need to cut off any food category, and it really just comes down to these three metrics that I'm going to share with you into this video today. I've just come off a successful cut. All I did was track these three metrics. I didn't cut off any food, I didn't go on a special diet, and I actually got results. In this video, I'm going to cover literally everything revolving around diet that actually gets you lean, the only three important metrics that matter, how to fit diet into your day-to-day schedule, and how to consistently lose body fat over the weeks to guarantee that you actually get lean this time. So enough of wasting time, let's get straight into what you came for in this video. So you already know what it is, guys. We're here at the board. I'm gonna go through the full diet breakdown that actually gets you lean. No bullshit, no fluff. No, I'm not gonna tell you that you need to hop on peptides or steroids. This is just the raw information that's actually gonna get you lean, that got me lean. So, we'll begin with pillar one. So we're going to simplify diet. Like I explained in the beginning of the video, there's so much nonsense, there's so much clutter and cloudedness around the fitness industry with diet and everything. But this is the only thing that matters. So the only three numbers that matter, that you need to track in order to get lean, are the amount of calories you're eating, the amount of protein you're eating, and your body weight. And that's it. So at the end of the day, just getting lean comes down to calories in, calories out. You can't fight with the laws of thermodynamics. Our bodies will always be the same. And along with that, just eating 1 gram of protein per body weight. So like, for example, if you weigh 160 pounds, eat 160 grams of protein. So that's two metrics off the list. And then another thing that we want to be tracking is our body weight. And this is going to tell us if what we're eating is working out. And this is why we have to track calories, because our body weight is going to run off those calories. So our body weight is going to give us data, metrics, which explain if those calories that we're eating are working towards headed to our goal. So it's like our North Star that's telling us what is working, and it's what is going to ensure that we actually get lean. And just focusing on only these numbers makes everything more simple. You don't got to get into macros, you don't got to get into meal timing or any of these complicated terms. It just comes down to these three numbers. They're the only numbers that are actually required to make sure that we are successful in our cut here. And they allow us to get leaner while also most of that weight that we're losing being primarily body fat, so we conserve all the muscle that we already have. So just a quick rundown, and this is super simplified, and don't you notice how quickly I was able to get through it? But you literally just track the amount of calories you're eating daily. You make sure that you're eating the amount of protein that's required for you, so that's 1 gram per body weight. And then you just track your body weight. I should add that here, but at least minimum 4 times a week. Some IRL fixing there, but at least 4 times a week you want to track it to make sure that we have an accurate number of where our body weight's headed. So if it's headed the same, we obviously need to drop it to continue the fat loss. If it's heading too high, we need to drop calories more. If it's going on track, we leave them the same. But either way, that's it. Diet, super simplified, really quick. Let's head on to the next pillar here. So what to eat? A lot of people question this, right? Should I eat carnivore only? Should I cut out carbs? And just so much contradictions. But let me tell you, nothing is set in stone. You don't have to cut off anything. You don't have to eat exactly how I do. And the cool thing is that it really revolves around what works for you, what works best for you. Because think about it, we're making all this more simple for you, so you can just integrate into your life. You're already doing most of these things. Just make small tweaks to what you're already doing, and it's gonna work out for you. So, like it says here, I'm not here to give you an exact meal plan, forcing you to only eat certain foods or cut out food categories or fucking eat 1 meal a day. It's just eat 3 to 4 times a day, whatever suits you best based on your schedule, whatever you have going on. Ideally, try to space these meals out throughout the day, because we are going to be in a calorie deficit, so we're going to be more hungry at certain times of the day, and this is independent to you. Some people are more hungry in the morning, some people in the nighttime, some people midday. So space out your meals at least 3 to 4 times a day, and just stick primarily to whole foods because they keep you fuller for longer, and along with making sure that you hit your protein goal with these whole foods. And a big misconception I see is people wanting to stay away from protein powder because whatever, but don't be afraid of it, especially during a cut. This is going to be your best friend. It allows you to hit your protein goal with as little calories as possible. So don't be afraid to take a scoop or two every single day. Only in the 12-week span that we're actually hitting this diet in. So don't be afraid of that. Take it as necessary and just really just fill your diet with foods that you already like, whole foods that are going to keep you full longer, but they can be whatever you want them to be. There's not a specific meal plan regimen, but just know that everything is going to have to be measured in order to ensure accurate data for us to make adjustments on accurate data to make sure that we actually get lean. So feel free to incorporate whatever you want. If you like fish, if you like meat, if you like steak, if you a baller like that and you can afford steak, go for it, man. But just make sure that everything is within our meal plan, your meal plan, because everything is going to be tailored and specific to you. And life is good. Over the weeks, expect the food quantity to decrease naturally because we are at a deficit and we are trying to continuously lose body fat. So the cool thing is you can still eat the exact same foods from day 1 of the diet to day 12. You don't have to cut anything off. It's just going to look like smaller portions. So for example, if you have a meal with 100 grams of rice in the beginning of the cut, at the end of the cut, it'll probably be around 50 grams for that meal. So either way, man, just don't overcomplicate it. Do what works for you, just following these basic principles. And life's going to be good. Your diet's going to be straight. It's going to be tailored to you. It's going to be for you so that you're not eating someone else's diet plan or eating foods that you don't like. Just keep these principles in mind. And just remember, nothing is set in stone. And that's really all you have to do for the diet portion. Now let's go on to actually creating the deficit. So this is what's going to begin the initial fat loss. So what people get wrong is when they think getting lean, they immediately think dropping an insane amount of calories. But I'm here to tell you, do not do that. It's not sustainable. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to get you results that you can maintain. And 99% of those people don't get results, or even if they do get results, they don't maintain them because they go at it so hard that naturally they shoot back up in the direction as fast as they went down. Just understand, this is not a sprint. Getting lean is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We want to drop our calories as slow as possible to ensure that we are able to go 12 weeks consistently losing body fat. We want to use this as a marathon. Remember, we have an entire 12 weeks. There's no need to rush things. We want to lose body fat with as little resistance as possible, with as little diet fatigue as possible, in order to just make things easier for us and actually give us a plan that's not only sustainable, but maintainable. So I'm going to show you just a quick diagram, and this is people who cut too fast. So as you can see, this left side represents diet fatigue on a scale of 1 to 10. The bottom represents the time duration of this cut, so week 1 and week 12. So people who cut too fast, as in drop their calories by 1,000 initially to start off with, so many of them don't even make week 12 because they're going at it so hard. Yes, they're losing weight a little faster. They get to a point where they hit diet fatigue so crazy that it just forces them to end the cut prematurely. And from here, they just eat themselves back because they push themselves so far and so hard in such a short amount of time that they're just like a fireball that burns out. This is why so many people fail their cuts, because they just go at it too hard. They get initial results, but they don't get maintainable, sustainable results. And the people who have insane discipline and willpower that actually make it to week 12 in this state, they're just so diet fatigued that they're just going to shoot back up in the opposite direction. And this is why they never maintain results. And if you follow this approach and what I'm showing you right now and how I'm going to explain to you how to begin your deficit, this is how you're going to look. Your diet fatigue will never get too crazy. Towards the end, it might be a little higher. But you see, it's initially gradually increasing over the weeks. We don't want huge spikes. We want things to be consistent, because consistency ensures that we're able to stay in the game, consistently losing body fat as we planned, as our plan sets out. And if you didn't watch the previous video, watch it now, because that's where you create your plan and you create your target on how much pounds you're going to lose over the week. So if you haven't watched that, watch that right now before even continuing with this video, so you can actually apply this to your plan and your goal that you set for yourself. But either way, following this approach, this is how it's going to look. Not only are you going to make it through the entire 12 weeks, but you're going to consistently lose body fat, and you're not going to hit your diet fatigue threshold. That's literally comes at the end. You're not going to burn out, and you're going to have results that you can actually maintain this time. So don't shy away from this. This is not a prescription. This is absolutely necessary if you want results that you can maintain and have forever in your life. Either way, and with all of this, it just starts with a 400 calorie deficit. And I know what you're thinking, that's a little bit, but this is not going to lose me the 10, 20 pounds that I need to lose. And that's right. But just understand, this is initially to start. So from wherever you're currently at, wherever your current maintenance calories at, you just subtract 400 calories from there, and that's where your diet begins. That's where week 1 begins. If you don't know your current maintenance calories, just estimate using a TDE calculator. So just go online, type in your body metrics, and it should spit out a number. So just get that number, subtract it by 400, and then eat there for a week and let the data come to you. Understand this is all data driven, and kind of going again, if you haven't watched the previous videos, go watch them, because it makes this all so much more clear, so you actually understand what you're doing. This deficit is not going to be forever, as I'm going to explain in the next step, but just understand this is what's going to get us started, so that we can have a 12-week period of time full of actual fat loss that we can actually maintain. Halfway through this video, if you want me to just come and tailor this to your life based on what you have, so you don't have to worry about implementing all of these things, just book a call down below. We can see where you're at, where we can be. So I can just speedrun the entire process for you and get you guaranteed results at the end of 12 weeks, implementing literally everything I'm talking about in these videos in your life to guarantee results. Going on to the next pillar here. This is how we use body weight data. Remember what I told you in the first pillar of we're going to track our body weight data. So this is why we're doing that here. So it's going to allow us to keep fat loss consistent throughout the weeks, because obviously this 400 deficit we're initially starting with is not going to work throughout the entire cut. So this is how we actually make adjustments. The reason we track our weight a minimum 4 times a week is to see if our deficit is working. And I explained to you guys that this is all data, this is all metrics, this is a numbers game, right? Our weight will tell us everything that we need to know in order to make proper adjustments over the week to ensure that we're continuously losing body fat. So here's how to never hit a plateau. I'm going to show you in this little diagram here. So as you can see, and I told you in this previous pillar, we start with an initial 400 calorie deficit, because that initial 400 calorie deficit is going to set us for a steady fat loss over the weeks. And 400 calories is enough to lose fat. It's not going to be a lot, it's not going to be fast, but that's the whole point. So say in this example here, we're 175 pounds. We begin with a 400 calorie deficit. So week 1, that will lose us a pound. This is just an example. Might be more, might be more for you. This 400 calorie deficit works for the first week, and you will get to week 2 at 174, still with the 400 calorie deficit. But say if you don't adjust this, week 2 passes and you hit week 3 and you hit a fat loss plateau. So say you only lose half a pound with this initial 400 calorie deficit. So that's when, after tracking our body weight over the week, we'll see this, we'll be like, hey, we only lost half a pound instead of losing the pound that we did the first week. So how to get out of that plateau is by simply just adding more calories to our deficit, and this is what the data is going to tell us to do over the week. So as we get our trend weight, which is weighing 4 times a week, we're going to see at the end of the week if we either add calories, subtract calories, or keep them the same. So in this example, as you can see, we hit a plateau at 173.5. We only lost half a pound instead of the full pound. So all we do is add another 250 calorie deficit and then give it another week. And lo and behold, since our new calorie deficit is increased from 400 to 650, we now lost as expected. And it simply comes down to that. Making adjustments over the weeks based on our body weight data comes down to this simple diagram here. And we'll just do this literally at the end of every week, rinse and repeat over the week. So it's either you add calories or you keep them the same. That's really what the game comes down to. And another reminder, it's not magic, it's just numbers. This is all it is. This is how we continuously lose body fat over the weeks without burning out, and doing it properly so that we actually maintain it at the end of the week. So it's not once again, it's not magic, it's just numbers. So we just rinse and repeat this every single week and we're golden. Right, apologies boys, I'm recording this after the initial recording of this video. I just forgot to include this important section here that I don't want to release a video incomplete without the proper information that you guys need. But either way, let's get straight into this little pillar that I forgot to add. So we'll call it 4.5. This is called a diet break. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, go back and watch the structure video. I explained why we have these. I explained it in the structure where it lies, these diet breaks. You'll have 2 of them throughout these 12-week cuts. And these are basically just dedicated days for rest and recovery. And it just allows us to go the entire 12 weeks. It gives us a little reset, a little 4-day reset. in between all the chaos, because getting lean takes a toll on you. It takes a toll not only on your body but mentally. You feel drained, you feel tired. So these diet breaks are just essentially integrated into our diet plan to ensure that we are able to go the full 12 weeks. We have time to rest and recover in order to prepare us for more diet. So like I said, they're specifically there to reduce mental drain and give us a rest from hard training. Since this is a diet video, I'm going to talk about how we eat during those diet breaks. Training video has its own thing. But literally, we just eat at maintenance for 4 days. So during those diet breaks, and again, refer to the structure video, which explains those diet breaks and where they take place. Either way, we just eat at maintenance calories for those 4 days. So whatever you ate before you initially started the diet, eat there for 4 days. Feel free to incorporate non-diet foods. Just don't do junk food, because junk food is going to make you want to eat. Remember, we're still diet fatigued. We're still ravished. We still want to eat everything in sight. We don't want to turn these diet breaks into eating everything in sight, because then we're going to restart our progress that we've done these past however many couple weeks. So just use those days to feel full, because you're going to be eating significantly more calories than you were before. But they're strategically placed here for us to be able to go the full 12 weeks, give us a break, lets us reset mentally so we can continue this diet that we are in. But just know, these are specifically designed and implemented to help us, not destroy us. So don't use this as an excuse to just eat over your calorie limit. Notice how, yes, it's a diet break. Yes, we're giving us a break, but we're not just eating whatever we want. We still have a set amount of calories that we're going to stick to. So just enjoy the fullness, enjoy the foods that are not specifically your diet foods, the repetitiveness. And yeah, man, this will set you up for another couple weeks of fat loss. Either way, guys, that was just a quick breakdown, the quick thing that I forgot to add. And let's just continue with the video here. So going on to the last pillar here. So I'm just going to give you some quick practical tips to apply all these things. First of all, just note, especially after week 6, the diet fatigue gets higher. So these tips that I'm going to give you here are going to be super helpful for you and beneficial, because diet fatigue sucks towards the end, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to feel its effects. So first of all, just create a routine of when you eat. So you don't have to think about it as much. So just eat the meals at the same time every single day, ideally based on whenever you're most hungry. But just have it systematic. You just eat, don't even question, and you're just going from meal to meal, and this helps you really get through the days, and it will save you from veering off the diet, because it's just kind of systematic at that point. And along with that, you got to meal prep. I know it's annoying, I know you don't want to do it, but it just takes literally 2 hours 2 times a week. So just meal prep 4 days in advance. And when meal prepping, it makes everything adding on to this so much more easier, because you don't have to think about what you have to eat. You simply just go in, get the prep, heat it up, eat it, and you don't put yourself at risk to veering off the diet again. Notice how all these things are geared towards making the diet more systematic, more integratable to your life, so you don't have to think about it as much. So you just simply just act on it. And when you meal prep, all you got to focus on is just eating those 2 or 3 meal preps you made for yourself for the day, and that's it. And that's all the diet comes down to. So you see how it just takes off so much thinking, to where it just turns it to a systematic approach that just guarantees that you get results. I know I said it's annoying, but it has to be done, and it makes life so much more easier. So in dealing with cravings during the diet, ideally we want to avoid junk food at all costs, because it's just way too easy to overeat, especially when you're in a diet state, when you're depleted. Everything just tastes so much more better. So just stay away from that. Save it for the maintenance days coming soon. If you don't know what I'm referring to in maintenance days, go back to the previous video. Once again, I explain it there. Feel free to drink 0-calorie drinks. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about it. People think it's bad, people think it's good. But in terms of diet, if you really need that sugar craving or that sweetness craving, just tick it off with them 0-calorie drinks. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to affect your fat loss. And it's just going to aid you and help you. And with that, caffeine is your absolute best friend. It's going to help you work. It's going to help you focus. It's going to help you when you're out in a social event and you can't really eat too many things. Just drink a black coffee. You're good. You're social. You're energetic. You're moving. You're vibrant. But it's going to get you through your days during the toughest parts especially. Don't be afraid to, increase that caffeine dosage over the weeks too. Towards the end of the cut, I think I was at 600. It's your friend, especially during a cut. you're already lacking energy, so this is just going to bring you back to baseline so you can actually perform in maybe things that you need to do. And so like it's great for deep work sessions or workouts. Either way, use that as a tool. Don't just drink it to drink it, but use it specifically when you need it. And as far as social outings and eat around the clock, ideally you don't want to do too many of these every week, but just if you are, be smart. Come in with the mental picture, just get a regular protein, regular carb. Don't get the burger, don't get the super fatty stuff. Just eat like a lean meat just to be there with the other people, because remember, it's all about the social gathering, not so much about the food. Like I said earlier, black coffee, sparkling water, all of this is great. 0 calorie, low calorie. It's gonna keep you full, keep you satiated, keep you energetic. So yeah, guys, this is just some practical tips so it becomes more easier to integrate into your life. So hopefully I covered everything there about how this kind of will come about your life. But either way, guys, that's pretty much it. We'll go to a recap here. So we went over the only 3 important metrics that matter, which is your body weight, tracking the amount of calories you're eating, and tracking the amount of protein you're eating, making sure that that is at a good level in order to keep your muscle. We went over how to approach your diet in terms of like what to eat, how many times to eat, etc. As you guys know, it's really simple. It's super tailored to you. Just follow the basic principles and fundamentals and you're all good. And then we went over on how to begin a deficit and making fat loss systematic. So, beginning with 400 calories and then using that kind of diagram I showed you earlier to make adjustments over the week yourself based on your data. And this just turns fitness and getting lean into a numbers game rather than emotional, or rather than having to think about, am I getting lean or not? Because it's right there. Numbers don't lie. And just follow that. And then basic tips on how to deal with diet, just eating out, social gatherings, cravings, etc. But literally, guys, this is everything you need to actually get lean in the diet section. It doesn't get more complicated than this. If you follow all of these things, you are going to get lean without a doubt. And I just given you an entire system to systematize your diet around getting lean. And I'm super excited to bring these videos to you guys. We got more videos coming in this series. Either way, make sure to watch them in order. Thank you guys for watching. This is Achilles here, and I'm going to wrap it up here.